I never meant to propose to anyone, let alone a 7-foot-tall alien princess from the Andromedan Nebula. But when you're a human ambassador fumbling through your first interstellar diplomatic meeting, and the universal translator glitches mid-sentence, well, things can spiral quickly. My name's Elias Grant, junior diplomat of Earth's Intergalactic Relations Office. Fresh out of the academy, full of optimism, caffeine, and an unhealthy amount of imposter syndrome. The year was 2468, and humanity had finally joined the Galactic Concord, a union of 12 advanced civilizations that governed the trade routes and peace treaties of 3 galaxies. It was supposed to be my observation mission. Sit quietly, take notes, and try not to offend anyone. Simple enough. That was before I met Zyra of the Kshari Empire. The diplomatic disaster. The Kshari were a proud warrior-based species, humanoid in form, but with deep azure skin, bioluminescent markings that pulsed with emotion, and a regal presence that made even generals straighten their backs. They hailed from a world called Kotheres Prime, a planet of crystalline deserts and golden skies. We'd been invited there to discuss a new alliance treaty. My superior, Ambassador Chen, was the one leading the talks. I was there to assist with translations, or, more precisely, to monitor the AI translation system we used. Everything was going fine until the last day of negotiations. We were at the Grand Hall of the Kshari Palace, surrounded by guards in silver armor, and the smell of something sweet and metallic, like ozone after a storm. The air shimmered with holographic banners, and the Emperor himself was present. That's when Zyra entered. She was the Emperor's daughter, known for her diplomatic skills, and for her fiery temper. Her eyes were molten gold, her hair a cascade of deep blue tendrils that glowed faintly when she moved. She approached me directly, curious about the human with the trembling hands. I smiled awkwardly, trying to sound composed. Just a little nervous. First time meeting royalty. She tilted her head, studying me. You do not hide fear well, human. But that is admirable. Honesty is rare among politicians. I laughed weakly. Well, honesty's kind of my thing. If I had known what my honesty was about to cause, I might have bitten my tongue. During the closing ceremony, Ambassador Chen asked me to give a short statement of goodwill, just a few words on behalf of Earth. My heart pounded. I activated my wrist translator, lifted my hand, and began. On behalf of Earth, I offer our eternal friendship and respect. Except, that's not what came out. The translator, still tuned to Kshari court dialect, reinterpreted eternal friendship as eternal bond. In Kshari culture, those words carried a sacred meaning. The hall went silent. Zyra blinked. Then she smiled, a slow, radiant, terrifying smile. You offer eternal bond. To me, she asked. Froze. The translator, eager to clarify, chirped. Yes, he declares union and lifelong partnership. Gasps filled the chamber. The Emperor's markings flashed bright crimson. Chen turned pale. And Zyra. She looked thrilled. I accept, she said proudly. The bond is sealed. That was the moment I realized I had just accidentally proposed to the Emperor's daughter, and she had said yes. The consequences of a miscommunication. I tried to explain. I begged the translation system to stop misinterpreting. I even attempted to demonstrate that it was all a linguistic misunderstanding. But it was too late. The Kshari believed that a public declaration of bond, made in front of witnesses and royalty, was binding by law. Breaking such a vow was dishonorable, punishable by exile or worse. Ambassador Chen pulled me aside later, whispering furiously, Do you have any idea what you've done? You just created an interspecies marriage alliance. Can't we undo it? Asked desperate. He sighed. Not without offending their entire empire. Earth can't afford that right now. So that's how I found myself assigned as cultural liaison to the Kshari court, which was a fancy way of saying, you're stuck here with your new alien wife until we figure this out. Life as an accidental husband. Zyra took her new role seriously. She began introducing me as Elias of Earth, my bonded partner. Every time she said it, I wanted to crawl under a rock. To her credit, she was kind, in her own intense warrior princess way. She taught me Kshari customs, sparring rituals, and the meaning behind the glowing markings that danced across her skin. They shifted color with her emotions, blue for calm, gold for pride, crimson for anger. Our first marital conversation was awkward. I will honor your bond, Zyra said one evening, sitting across from me in her private garden. You are smaller, softer, and you tremble too much, but your eyes are brave. Thanks. I said, not sure if I'd just been complimented or insulted. She leaned closer. In time, you will learn the ways of Kshari devotion. We do not marry for politics. We marry for strength. You have spirit. I felt it when you spoke. I swallowed. Zyra, it was all a miscommunication. I didn't mean. Her eyes narrowed. Do you regret bonding with me? That question hung in the air like a blade. I didn't have the heart to answer honestly. I'm just surprised, that's all. Her markings glowed a gentle teal relief. Good. Then we shall learn together. An unexpected connection. Days turned into weeks. The initial panic faded, replaced by a strange routine. I attended court meetings, helped translate intergalactic treaties, and tried to avoid doing anything that might trigger another proposal. Meanwhile, Zyra insisted on involving me in her daily life. She took me hunting in the crystal deserts, where massive winged beasts roamed the dunes. She showed me the Catherian skies at twilight, twin suns painting the horizon in shades of amber and violet. Despite myself, I began to enjoy her company. She was fierce, intelligent, and unexpectedly humorous. Once, during a formal dinner, she whispered a joke about the pompous counselor across the table, and I almost spit out my drink. She laughed until her markings flickered bright white. Slowly, I realized she wasn't just a warrior princess. She was lonely, burdened by duty, expected to be perfect. My presence, however accidental, gave her a reprieve from the weight of expectations. And against all reason, I started to care. The scandal, of course. Peace never lasts long in politics. 2 months into my marriage, rumors began circulating that Earth had used me to infiltrate the Kshari royal family. Rival factions accused us of manipulating the emperor through the bond. Tensions rose. Protests erupted in the capital. Ambassador Chen warned me that the alliance could collapse if we didn't act fast. Then came the worst news. The emperor himself began to doubt the legitimacy of our union. He summoned me to the throne room, a cavernous hall of obsidian and light. You speak of love and loyalty, he said in a voice like thunder. But your kind has much to gain from this bond. Did you deceive my daughter? Zyra stood beside him, her markings dimming with distress. I wanted to shout that it was all an accident, that I'd never meant to mislead anyone. But I looked at Zyra's face. The hope and fear mingled there, and something inside me shifted. Maybe it had started as a mistake. But what we'd built wasn't one. So I straightened my back and spoke clearly. When I came here, I didn't understand your customs. I didn't understand you. But Zyra has shown me what honor means, what courage means. I may not deserve her bond, but I would never betray it. The hall fell silent. The Emperor studied me for a long, unbearable moment. Then, to my shock, his markings turned golden. Respect. Then prove it, he said. By facing the trial of bond. The trial of bond. The trial was a traditional Kshari test of devotion. Both partners had to face a challenge together, trusting one another completely. Most failed. Some never returned. Our trial took place in the Cavern of Echoes, a labyrinth beneath the desert filled with psionic illusions that preyed on fear. The only way out was to move in perfect unity, to synchronize mind and emotion. As we entered, the walls shimmered, projecting visions of my deepest anxieties. Earth burning, Zyra turning away, my people laughing at the alien fool. Faltered. Zyra caught my arm. "Do not look at the lies," she said softly. "Look at me." Her eyes glowed, golden warmth cutting through the darkness. I focused on her, matching my breathing to hers. Slowly, the illusions faded. Hours passed as we navigated the twisting tunnels, back to back, side by side. When we finally emerged into the light, exhausted but alive, the council awaited us. The Emperor approached. "You have faced your fears together," he said. "The bond stands true." Then he did something no one expected. He bowed deeply before us both. A marriage that wasn't a mistake after all. In the following weeks, the political tensions eased. The alliance between Earth and the Kshari Empire was celebrated across the Concord. I was reinstated as Earth's official envoy, and awkwardly as consort of Zyra. When I called Ambassador Chen to report the good news, he chuckled wearily. "So, how's married life treating you, Ambassador Grant?" I looked at Zyra, who was adjusting her ceremonial armor, trying to hide a smile. "It's complicated," I admitted, "but not bad." That night, as we watched Kotheres' twin moons rise over the palace balcony, Zyra turned to me. "You never answered my question," she said. "Do you regret bonding with me?" Smiled. "Not anymore." Her markings glowed a brilliant gold. "Good," she whispered. "Then, husband, our story has only begun." Epilogue. It's been 2 years since the proposal incident. I still get teased by diplomats who call me the man who married an alien by accident. But truth be told, I wouldn't trade it for anything. Zyra and I now co-lead Earth Keshari initiatives, exploring the frontiers of diplomacy and love alike. We've faced assassins, rogue AI fleets, and one particularly awkward interspecies honeymoon. Sometimes when she catches me staring at her glowing markings, she smirks and says, "Careful, husband, you might accidentally propose again." And I always reply, "If it's to you, I don't mind." Because maybe the universe doesn't care about perfect translations. Maybe it just knows how to turn mistakes into destiny.